Hello friends, so in this video we are going to create one new report based on sales. Okay, so we have a project here. So what I'll do, I'll tell step-by-step procedure how to start for creating the report in Power BI. What you have to do, you have to just follow these steps so that at last you will also know how to create this kind of report in Power BI. So we know the first thing is to load the data. I have already loaded the data. Okay, I'll provide the data in the description box. You can download the data and you can also practice along with this video. Okay, so basically in our today's data set we have 8 different tables. So the first table is access data. So we're not gonna use this table that much in today's report. The next table is categories. So in categories table we have different measures which I have already calculated, and yeah, only this much. Then in the third table, which is date master, so all date related information, may it be month name, month number, week name, week number, year, like this, all different things which are related to date or calendar, we can say I have kept or calculated in this date master table. Okay, the next thing is geography. So the main important parameter in this geography table is country. We are going to use this as a slicer, okay, as a filter. Then we have product detail table. So in this product detail table, the main important thing is product name, their retail price, their standard cost, okay, and product ID. So product ID I have used for building a connection between different tables. Then we have a sales table. So we know this is very important, or a key table we can say. So basically in this table we have your total revenue, total cost, total units sold, gross profit, which we will show with the help of numbers. The next table is sales representative. So in this table we have sales representative name and their ID. And at last we have subcategory. So again, subcategory key we will use to build a subcategory key. We are going to use this parameter for building a relationship between two different tables, and we have subcategory names as well. So let's start creating our visuals. Now I'll just show you the model. Okay, so basically, which we have already discussed, 8 tables are there and their connections are like this. Category and subcategory are connected with category key, then subcategory and product details are connected with subcategory key. Then this table and sales is connected with product ID. Then this is connected with date. Then sales and sales representative are connected with ID, sales representative ID. Geography and sales are connected with geography key. And at last, access data and geography are connected with multi relations. Okay, so this is our model. Okay, so when you load the data now, this relationship will be automatically created. Okay, no need to worry on this. Okay, so just go to our report page. Now one more important thing, in our today's report we are not going to use multi pages. Okay, in one page we are going to show each and everything. Okay, so what I mean to say is we are going to create one custom report. The size of the report page will be custom, okay, which will be manually defined. Okay, so I'll go to this report page. Now see, if I add one new page here, okay, and if I go to this canvas settings, see the type is 16:9. It means that width is 16 and the height is 9. But instead of this, today we are going to use this one custom, and we can increase and decrease the height and width of the report page. So I have already added one report page, final report. Okay, so in this page we are going to create. Now we will use this 8 table for creating our report. Okay, so the very first thing is to decide the background. I'll go to format your report page. I'll go to canvas background. So in this I'm going to use this image as a background today. Fit, I'll select it as fit, and transparency I'll keep this only 50%. It looks good. Okay, then the very first thing is we have to put the heading of our report. So I'll put as sales report. Total revenue and gross profit analysis. I'll just increase the size of it. Okay, it's visible clearly. So what I'll do, I'll go to general, go to effect, and I'll disable the background. I'll enable visual border, shadow I'll enable, shadow color is already black, and visual border, the roundness corner, we can select it as 15. See? So this will be our heading. The next thing which we are going to do today is we are going to provide some customization. Okay, customization in the sense we are going to provide some filters. If they click on that particular filter, the data will get automatically sorted based on the selection. Okay, so that thing can be done by using slicer. Okay, so I'll just use this slicer. So the first slicer which we are going to use is country name. So I'll drag country in the field. So right now this is in the form of list. Okay, but we want in the form of drop down. So I'll select drop down here. I'll just reduce the size. I'll just drag it here. Again, the same setting we are going to do. I'll go to general, go to effect, I'll disable the background, visual border I'll enable, color is already defined, I'll select 15 here, shadow I'll enable. Yeah, so this looks good. I'll again go to visual, go to slicers, go to values, I'll make it port and font color as black only. Yeah, done. So after country we are going to give one different parameter as a selection parameter, or we can say filter, which is year. So instead of country, I'll just deselect this country from here, and we are going to give year as a selection parameter. So I'll drag field year in the field. Okay, the next thing, the next slicer will be go to format, go to align, distribute horizontally. We are going to increase the size of this slicer. So basically in this slicer, instead of year, I'll just deselect the year. Instead of year, we are going to show month name. So I'll drag month name to here. So instead of drop down, I'll select list. Slicer is already selected. I'll go to slicer setting. I'll select horizontal here. Okay, now what we'll do, we'll just change the background. So I'll go to visual, go to values. So see here, one option is their background, and I'll select light gray as a color. Done. Okay, so this thing is done. So basic things are done, right? So we can select country from this drop down, we can select year from this drop down, and we can select month from this slicer. Okay, now the next thing is to create the visual. So the very first thing in our sales report is to show the sales number, okay, for different products. So for that we are going to use this visual which is called a scroller. Okay, so I'll just drag it here. I'll just increase the size of this visual. Okay, so category we will use it as product name. So I'll drag product name in category, and the absolute value I'll take as total revenue. Okay, then I'll just go to this one. Again, same thing, I'll disable the background. Title I'll make it bold, black is already selected, central line, and I'll just reduce the size of this one. And roundness corner we are giving 15 for everything, right? So I'll select 15 here. So this looks good. Now what is the next thing? See, in this report, the next thing is to show the numbers, right? So we have three important numbers here: total revenue, gross profit, and unit. So for showing all these three, we are going to use card visuals. We know important numbers in Power BI report are always shown by card. Okay, so I'll select total revenue in the field. I'll just copy this number 3 times. Okay, before that I'll just do basic formatting again. So I'll just copy the format, I'll paste it here. So this number, which is 126.01, this is called as call out value, right? So I'll go to call out value, I'll make it bold. Category label also I'll make it bold, and I'll give black color to it. So this is total revenue. Similarly, this card we will use for gross profit. Okay, and the same card we are going to use for unit. So I'll just select these three cards. I'll go to format, align, distribute horizontally. Okay, so now I'll select this one. Instead of total revenue, I want to show gross profit, and for this one, instead of total revenue, I want to show total units. Done. Then the next thing, or the next visual which we are going to create, is this one, stacked column chart. So what we can show with the help of this stacked column chart is, I'll tell you. Before that, I'll just add just this visual. So on y-axis we will show total revenue, on x-axis we will show product name, and the different category, see, the legend will be subcategory name. We'll select subcategory name as legend. So we'll just format it now. So basically, basic formatting, we know we have to disable the background first. I'll go to effect, disable the background, then visual border and shadow we will enable. Then under visual border, the roundness corner will select near about 15. Okay, this thing is done. Then go to visual on x-axis. So for font, make it bold, use color as black. Same for y-axis. Then legend, so in legend text, we'll make it bold, black. And one more thing, title, so I'll go to general. So here we'll have a title of this chart, so I'll make it bold, central, align it, yeah. Okay, one more thing, we'll enable data label so that the numbers will be visible. Okay, and we can show grid lines as well. So for showing grid lines, yeah, so in this way we can show grid lines. So this is perfect now. Okay, no need to change anything because everything is clearly visible in this. Okay, the next thing is we are going to create one table in which everything will be mentioned. If someone want to see, so each and every number will be mentioned in this table. So it will take only less space. Okay, so in this table, see, the first column which we will give is for date. So month name we can give basically. So under this month name, the next thing is we'll give year. Okay, instead of year we can give units sold for this month, then what was the total cost, then what was the total revenue generated, and at last what was the gross profit. What else number we can show is, yeah, this much will be fine. We can show revenue discount as well because we have this space. Yeah, and percentage of standard cost we can also show. Okay, so this table is done. Now we will just format this table basically. So what I'll do, I'll go here, style, under this I'll use bold header and flashy rows. Okay, so this we will use as a format for this table. Okay, now the next visual which we can build for this report is based on our data, so we can show one waterfall chart as well here. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just select this waterfall chart. Okay, so waterfall chart can be used for showing increase or decrease in the sales. Okay, so how to use it? See, first we have to select category, so I'll select category as year, then breakdown value I'll select as product name, we'll show it by product name, and on y-axis I'll show by total revenue. See, so this kind of chart is called as waterfall chart. Okay, so I'll tell you what it shows basically. Okay, so this blue color line will show total value, this red color will show decrease, and if it is green color it will show increase. Okay, and yellow is for others. Okay, so basically what it means, so if you get the sum of all this, you will get this one, blue one. Okay, so the decrease percentage is minus 29.34. So this is the use of waterfall chart. It shows increase or decrease in terms of percentage. Okay, so the next visuals which we can draw here is one donut chart. Okay, I selected this. I'll select this donut chart. So in this, the values will be total revenue, but we are showing this by product name. I'll just copy the format, I'll paste it here so that there will be no need of formatting. Only for legend we have to format, so I'll go to format to a visual, legend, text, same thing we can show it by category name. So instead of product, I'll select subcategory name here. The next visual for this particular report which we are going to use is this line chart. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just drag this line chart here. I'll just reduce the size. Okay, so in this line chart, what we will do, we will show the comparison of total units sold, gross profit, total revenue, and total cost, okay, by quarters, and then we'll show in terms of month. Okay, so the first thing is on x-axis we'll select quarters. Okay, what we'll do, we'll select date, so we'll cancel out year. Okay, sorry, I'll select date again. We'll keep year and quarter. We will deselect this one. Okay, so on y-axis we are going to show total revenue is this much. Deselect year as well because we have filter for year, right? This is for total revenue. Then we'll show the line for total cost. There is no point, both are almost parallel. Yeah, I'll deselect total. We'll select gross profit. Yeah, so instead of this chart, what we can do, we can select this one, clustered column. Yeah, so this looks good, better than that one previous one, because both lines were parallel to each other. No, there is no point of creating that particular visual. So what I'll do, I'll just copy the format from here. I'll paste it here. Okay, the next thing is we will show total revenue, comparison of total revenue, gross profit, and total number of units sold with the help of line chart for every month. Okay, so for that we are going to use this line chart. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll click on this one. So we are going to use remaining space. Okay, so on x-axis we are going to keep month name, on y-axis first unit, then total cost of those unit, then total revenue, and then gross profit. Okay, so this is the comparison. So I'll just copy this format and I'll paste it here. I'll just format this in better way. Okay, so series label I have enabled. Yeah, now it is looking good. So basically values, I'll make it as bold and I'll select black color so that they will be clearly visible. I'll just disable the grid lines. Okay, so this is our complete report. Now we will just check whether it's working or not based on our selection. Let's say we want data for 2 countries only. So let's say we want data for Denmark and Germany. So what I'll do, I'll just select Denmark and Germany from this slicer. Okay, so accordingly the data will change based on our selection. Now let's say for these 2 countries we want data only for these 4 months, Jan, April, July and October. So I'll select this 4 month. So accordingly data will change. Okay, now I have provided one button here for clearing the selection. So if I click on this one, so all selection will be cleared. Okay, for this also I'll just click on this button. So report is ready. See, the one important thing which we have learned today is to create a custom report page. So basically custom report page means size and all will be defined by us. Okay, so what I did, till now we were creating multi-page report if we want to show more number of slices, but here I have created one vertical report which is greater in size. Okay, so in this one report page I can show entire things. Okay, now there were so many comment how to publish this report. Okay, so for publishing you need Power BI service account. So what you have to do, you have to just click on this publish button. See, this button is used for publishing the report online in the Power BI service account. So here work email is necessary. You can't use @gmail.com or @yahoo.com. You need some work email. Okay, so just enter that work email. Okay, and after that you can use 2-month trial for this service account. Okay, so you can publish the report from here. So thank you for joining in this video. I hope you have liked this video. If you have any doubts regarding this report, you can just comment in the comment below. Okay, I'll try to resolve those comments as quick as possible. Thank you for joining.